And today I don't just have one, I've got two makeup looks for you guys, perfect for Valentine's, because whether you are single or in a relationship, I feel like either way you deserve to look glam and looking good, whatever status you are in. Whether you are single and ready to mingle or ready to watch Netflix the entire night, or you're in a relationship and you want to look extra cute for that special someone, I've got you. But before anything else, you better make sure you're subscribed right now. Hit that red button down below so that you don't miss out on any of my future videos. And I think that's it. I'll shut up now and let's get on to the video. So to save some time, I already finished my foundation, concealer, powder, and brows, and I've already primed my eyelids as well. So I'm just gonna list down those products down below. Let's start with the eyeshadow. So I applied this warm, yummy, orangey brownish shade all over my eyes, and I'm not being precise with this at all. And I'm actually using the Colourpop Super Shock Matte Eyeshadow in the shade Elixir. I'm just using like a really fluffy brush, and I'm just like fluffing it all over my crease to create that blown up look. To deepen up the crease a little bit, I got this Super Shock shadow in the shade Paradox from Colourpop, and I just used the same brush to fluff that in my outer V, and then I'm just using a smaller brush so that I could focus that even more, and then I just blend with that fluffy brush again. And then I'm just bringing out my Modern Renaissance palette, which is my favorite, and I'm getting a mixture of that reddish shade and that dark brownish shade, and I'm just using that as my winged eyeliner. I like doing this trick because it gives that elongated look but still not too harsh when you use like an actual liquid pen eyeliner. And basically all the eyeshadows that I put on my eyelids, I'm also applying that in my lower lash line to create that smoky but still subtle soft look. And then I'm curling my eyelashes and applying mascara, and I do apply a lot of generous coats because I really like that volumized lashes look. And of course, I don't forget the lower lash line. And then for my inner corner highlight, I'm using the same highlight that I'm going to put on my face later on, which is the Becca Champagne Pop highlight. And for my bronzer, all of a sudden I look so white here. I don't know why, but I'm using the Physicians Formula bronzer. And I make sure that I really hammer that bronzer in my forehead because I got that big forehead that needs help. And then I'm applying this really soft blush that I feel like goes with anything. And this is the shade Melba from MAC. So I'm just applying that on my cheeks. And then I know you're not supposed to put liquids on top of powder, but this one actually works. And this is the Becca Champagne Pop Liquid Highlight version. So I'm just putting that on the tops of my cheekbones. And I know it's quite scary right now because I just put liquid on my face. But I'm actually just getting a beauty blender and blending all that out. And it really blends seamlessly. And because I'm just that extra with my highlight like all the time, I need to put a powder highlight on top of that. And I'm using the same highlight that I mentioned, which is the Champagne Pop highlight from Becca in the powder version. And I'm whipping out this brownish reddish liquid lipstick that I like because it's not too red, it's not too brown, it's just right in the middle. And so I'm applying that on my lips. And I really love this liquid lipstick formula by Wet n Wild, the Catsuit collection. And of course, I need to finish the look with some long-lasting setting spray. And I just get my beauty blender and I make sure that everything is blended out to perfection. And that is it. This is basically the makeup look for my single ladies out there. Go ahead and smile, do that fierce look, take some selfies. Because who said Valentine's Day is just about couples? What if it's also to remind everyone that you should just love yourself more? Now moving on to the next makeup look for those girls who've got a special date this Valentine's. So again, I'm starting off with my base done except for my concealer because I'm going to apply that later on. For this makeup look, I'm using just the eyeshadows from the Tarte palette. And I've already got my base down for my eyes. I already primed it. And then I got this mauve-y brownish shade called Natural Beauty. And I'm going to fluff that all over my crease using this fluffy brush again. I'm just like messily putting it all over my crease. It's going to help create that soft gradient romantic eye look that we're aiming for. And then I'm getting this deeper mauve shade called Best Friend, and I'm using a more precise brush and I'm focusing it in the outer corners of my eye. And as you can see, I'm trying to create that V shape with this brush so that it will have that soft winged look. And then I'm getting this mid-tone brown shade called Dreamer, and I'm going to focus that even more in my outer V using a more pointed brush. And this really helps create that like soft cat eye shadow look without us applying any winged eyeliner whatsoever, because my goal here is to make it look as natural and effortless as possible. And then I'm getting a mix of Free Spirit and Supermom as my brow bone shade to highlight that area. And then for my lid shade, I'm actually going to use the highlight I'm going to use later on for my face. And it's the Wet n Wild Powder Highlight in the shade Precious Petals. I'm just using my ring finger and applying it directly on my eyelids. This really helps warm up the eyeshadow and make it as opaque and pigmented as possible. And then I'm just using back and forth using my hands and a brush to make sure that it's as blended as possible with the rest of my eyeshadow. And then to open up the eyes, I wanted to use a nude eyeliner from Colourpop, and I just applied that in my waterline. And this trick really helps in making you look more awake and bright and fresh. So why I wanted to apply concealer after eyeshadow is for the purpose of helping define the outer V of my eyeshadow. So you can see here, it really helps brighten up that area so that we have this soft cat eye look. And of course, I have to set that area with my Cody Airspun loose setting powder using my beauty blender. And I'm just also going to apply that powder for the rest of my face. And then moving on to the bronzer, I'm using the same bronzer from Physicians Formula, which is the Butter Bronzer, and I'm just going to apply that effortlessly across the face. I don't really like contouring for this look because I want it to be as natural as possible. I don't want anything to be too sharp or too defined. So applying bronzer will naturally give that color back to your face. And then moving on to the blush, I'm using the MAC blush in the shade Margin. So it has this like subtle shimmer, but in a peachy mauve tones, which I really like. I feel like it goes well with this shadow look. And then for my highlight, again, I'm using the same highlight that I used in my lids, and I'm just going to apply that with a fan brush. So I just put that on tops of my cheekbones, on the tops of my brows, and a little bit on my nose. And then because I'm just so extra with my highlight like always, I grabbed my Stila highlight in the shade Kitten. And this is a really putty wet highlight, so I use a beauty blender and I dab that on the tops of my cheekbones. It really helps create that like wet look for your highlight, which I love. And then I actually forgot to like curl my eyelashes and do mascara a while ago, so I'm just doing that after. And by the way, I'm using the Maybelline Falsies waterproof mascara, and I'm really applying a lot of coats there because I don't like wearing falsies, and I feel like just mascara is enough. Applying mascara is like a must for me. It completes the look, as you can see here. So I also apply that in my lower lashes. And I just wanted to apply that nude eyeliner even more to make it more opaque after mascara. And then for my lippy, it's still going to be like the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit lipstick, but I chose the shade Rebel Rose, which is my favorite. It's this like pinky mauve look, and of course setting spray and dab with a beauty blender to make sure everything is blended. And that's basically it. For those of you who are celebrating Valentine's with your special someone, I hope you guys have an amazing date. I hope you enjoy looking good, feeling good, whatever you're wearing or whatever makeup look you're rocking. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.